All right, we're talking about being vigilant. And, in the season we're in, as y'all know, we're in the dead season, and the dead season is the the people of the world call it the holiday season. Okay, um, we following the word call it the dead season because from an agricultural standpoint and from a spiritual standpoint, um, there's nothing's growing. You know what I mean? Out there in the world. Okay. But this is a season for us to exercise our and grow spiritually when it comes to being vigilant. You have to be vigilant because as uh, 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 8, as it says, it tells you, it warns you. Uh, let me go to it. It says, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour." So he's stalking his prey. You know what I mean? That's what a lion does. And what is a lion trying to do? Come in undetected. Okay, lion tries to come in without you being aware and attack you and devour you. Okay. Um, this is what the word is telling you that Satan is doing. He's trying to creep in and unaware, with you being unaware, and trying to devour you and take you out. And, I was talking about this with some of the saints earlier. You you have to be spiritually vigilant, okay? And what do I mean by that? You have to be paying attention to what you're doing and what's going on in you and around you. One of the ways I was talking about is just paying attention to maybe new habits or routines you're getting into that and question it. Hey, where'd that come from? What effect is this gonna have? Is this pulling me away from the word and the things of the Most High? Like, you got to be thinking in that capacity. Sometimes things will come in your life, you'll get real busy with something, and it'll pull you away from meditating on the word day and night. So you really have to be in purpose, on purpose in doing this. The definition of the word vigilant, let me pull that up. Because in that scripture says, "Be sober." So let's define being sober. The definition of being sober is having. Um, it says sobriety is a condition of not having any. Well, it talks about the alcohol definition of it. Let me get you. Um, I just had that up here. Okay, here. Hold on one second. So, one definition of being sober is having, and this is the definition that the word was coming from, having a serious attitude, solemn. So having a solemn, serious attitude. Okay, it's telling you to be sober, and then it goes into being vigilant. Um, Formal and dignified. Okay? Not cheerful and smiling, serious. So you're being locked in. Like if you see the image behind me with the soldiers, they're being vigilant. They're locked in. They're watchful. They're not playing around. They're dialed in. You know what I mean? Um, and then the definition of the word vigilant. I just had that up here. Let me get it back up. Okay. So the definition of the word um, being vigilant is keeping careful watch for possible danger or difficulties. Okay? And what I'm telling you in this video is look, Satan don't sleep. He don't take no breaks. You know, he don't got to go eat and take a nap and nothing like that. These spirits, they're working 24/7 to devour you. And we have to be meditating on the word day and night and stay locked in and be aware of anything happening. Just like, you know, a predator stalks prey, these spirits, these demons, these demonic entities, Satan and his army and everything, they hunt us, they stalk us. Okay, but we have the Most High, we have Christ, we have the Word. And so that turns the tables if you're locked in on it and if you are being vigilant. You see what I'm saying? And what do you need to be being vigilant about? What you're thinking, what's going on in you, what's going on around you, people around you, how they're moving. You know what I mean? You, you, he could come in any way, and what the way he, just like the way you trap an animal, you give it something it likes, and you use that to bait it into a trap that it can't escape. He does the same thing with us. He baits you with things you like. And I'm telling you, y'all, one of the main baits, one of the most popular baits in this day and age being used on people today is the internet, or as they call it, fittingly so, the World Wide Web. You type in www, the World Wide Web, and people get ensnared and trapped in that web. And isn't that funny? They named it that, but the reason they named it that is because it's the way it's interconnected, like a web with nodes and all that stuff like that. But if you look at social media, I know they were some of the younger brothers yesterday, man. They were telling me about this thing, roadblock, roadblock or roadblock, something like that. This big ass online video game, and it's me. It looked terrible. They saw a video somebody had posted in Sons of Jacob warning people about it. They said it is the largest game children play, something to that extent. It has the largest following of any game that children play. And what they were saying is there's a lot of I guess pedophiles and people trying to so, you know, I guess kidnap children and stuff like that on there. It's bad. I've actually, now that I think about it, I heard somebody else talk about how children are going there and play that, but they'll be like, somehow they'll get exposed to pornography on there and all types of stuff. It's not really regulated. They showed it to me, man. It looks one step better than Minecraft. Because Minecraft is, the graphics are horrible. I don't even understand why children are into that. Like back in the late '80s when I was playing video games, we dreamed of like by 2026 we'd be playing hologram games and all this stuff. And here we go. This is the biggest game out. Is this pathetic stuff? But again, you have to be vigilant. This is a trap. This thing ensnares people. One of the brothers I talked to, he's like, "Yeah, I played that when I was younger." You know, he was like, he was playing it maybe 8 years ago or something like that, and it pulls people in. Man, you look at social media pulling in these new algorithms that now the algorithms are like AI powered, and these algorithms are watching you to see what you like and giving you what you like, and just sucking you in that web, ensnaring you. Um, you got to be vigilant, man. You got to be vigilant about what you're eating, how you're eating. A lot of this stuff is not food; it's poison. Um, You gotta be vigilant about how you're spending your time. The main centerpiece is, hey, am I listening to the word? Am I reading the word? Am I meditating on this word? Or because at the end of the day, the end goal is that right there is to get you away from the word. So that is, you got to be vigilant, just paying attention to what's going on in you and around you, and you got to be sober minded, especially in this dead season we're in. Just be watchful, be aware. Let's read that verse in the Amplified. It says, "Be sober, well balanced, and self disciplined. Be alert and cautious at all times. The enemy of yours, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, fiercely hungry, seeking someone to devour." And who's he going to devour? The one not paying attention, the weak one, the one who's been weak and compromised. These lions and animals, they pick off the weak prey, the weak, the sick, the old, so you have to be sober. You got to be strong. You can't weaken yourself by meditating on media, social media day and night, or you name it, poisoning yourself with foods out here. So mentally, now you're not mentally sharp. You're not thinking clear. You know what I mean? So these are the things we need to be thinking about. So anyway, y'all, that's all I wanted to come on here and talk about. Not doing anything long today. I'm Michael Israel. You're watching Spiritual Combat. And shalom, shalom.